YouTube, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, yo, best that ever fucking did it. A true winner, 6 p.m. Back with some college hoops for Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. And before we jump right into high gear, man, we got to call out the elephant in the fucking room. Fuck McNeese, point shaving ass, bitch ass McNeese, man. Fucking point shaving faggots. Sorry to anybody who I offend from down in that area, but fuck McNeese State. That's the last time we're betting on any McNeese game. If they're going to blatantly point save and go on 7-minute, 8-minute scoring droughts, I'm not betting no more fucking bread on them. I hope they get an early exit in the March Madness. Fuck McNeese State. 7 minutes. Scoring drought for 7 minutes. After you already done hit 73 points, this is when they have 73 points. You can't score no more after that. You go 8-9 minutes and you only put up 2 points to end the game. It's blatantly, bro. It's blatant point shaving, bro. Like, let's be real. They already got called out in the first scandal ESPN sent out for the damn point shaving scandal. McNeese was already in that first batch. So they're just going to keep continuing to do it with no repercussions. Like, I'm done betting on that program. But, hey, we here to call a fucking spade a spade. We still on the right side. They winning the whole game by 20 points plus, and then you just go on a 7-minute scoring drought to fuck up the last leg of the ticket. So, hey, we're going to call a spade a spade. The spade a spade ticket was one off because of McNeese. We had, what? We had everybody covered. Howard covered the 11 points. Long Island covered the 11 points. The over on South Alabama Marshall covered. Norfolk State money line covered. Over on the Morgan State North Carolina Central game covered. And you have McNeese fuck it up all at the end of the slate. It has to be some bullshit for us to lose. It has to be an anomaly. If they just let a spade be a spade, we're going to cash out damn near every night. But we on to Tuesday, fuck Monday. We got to go ahead and call a spade for today, man. Leave me a sub. If you're not subscribed, comment your top 3 picks and join the Telegram Discord so you don't miss my best plays, my spade a spade ticket, my bankroll builder plays. I got all kind of plays, straight bets, everything. So let's turn up, man. Tuesday slate looking pretty good. We're going to find value like we usually do. Let me know, man, how you feeling for today's slate. Like I said, we're taking it easy today as well. We only took it super slightly Monday. We're taking it super slightly Tuesday. And we're going to hit them hard on Wednesday for sure. Wednesday is the best slate of the week before Saturday. Now, let's start off with Gardner-Webb, Charleston Southern. Charleston Southern. It's too many points for a team like this, but when you're facing a Gardner-Webb team, the only thing I can do is lay the 10 points, with maybe 12, 11. But 18, I'm not going ahead and going with that. Give me Gardner-Webb plus the 18. Charleston Southern covers 11. Boston College, Florida State. The Seminoles at home. Against any step-up competition, the Seminoles are an automatic fade. When they're facing somebody like Boston College, you could go ahead and rock with the Florida State boys. But I don't like either side in this one. I have to go with Florida State money line, but I would never bet this game. Michigan's at Purdue. Purdue. You know what the fuck Purdue's about. You know what the fuck Michigan's about. They just got scooted into number 1 for a reason. I think the number 1 team in the world gets a tough challenge, though, man. Purdue is going to give them all they got. They know they're number 1 coming in their building. I just think Michigan's too much for them. Give me Michigan, money line. Villanova, Xavier. It's at the house. Going up against Villanova, where they're 4-point underdogs, 2-possession underdogs, after losing last year against these boys by, 12? So they calling this a 2-possession game, and you know Villanova's 20-5 on the year. The best, in my opinion, man, I'm not even going to hold you. Besides UConn, man, and St. John's, this is the 3rd best team for a reason. Like, they can make a push. They could beat St. John's or UConn on any given night if they play around like it's sweet. You see, they took UConn to overtime. They got handed by St. John's though, but hey, they got a Wisconsin win on a neutral venue. Villanova's ain't no punk, man. Xavier is not the better team here. I just think it's too much to ask for Xavier to win this game. allowing 88 points against Marquette. We had them in that Marquette game where they shot lights out from three-point range, and they still allowed 88 points from the worst team in the Big East. The defensive inefficiencies are what scares me for this Xavier team, because they could ball out on offense. You see they took St. John's to OT as well on the road. They beat DePaul only by 2 points at home. St. John's swept them, beat them boys again. And, you know, you got a good Butler win, a good Providence win at home. But you do have a DePaul and a Marquette loss on the road. I just can't get there with these boys. I think the defensive inefficiencies are enough for me to ride with Villanova. Even though this line is super fishy, why is a 20-5 team only 4-point favorite against Xavier? I think Xavier gives them all they got, though. Xavier could win this first half, but Villanova will win the full game. They're too much for 40 minutes. Villanova Wildcats. NIU, Buffalo. Give me the Buffalo Bulls to lose the game. I'm liking NIU in this spot. Just playing a better basketball as of the late. And it's barely better, but they are playing a little bit better in their last 10 games than Buffalo is. Buffalo's been falling off a cliff. Let me show you what Buffalo's been doing if you're not aware. Before winning this last game outright against Ball State, before that, them boys only beat Ball State January 3rd to start conference play, and they haven't won since. Only on the road against Bowling Green, and Bowling Green's that bad this second half of the season, so no real impressive win there. But no, I can't really get there with these boys at all, man. At all. NIU, you already seen them. You won by 14 at NIU. Cool. You should win this one again. You are the better team, better roster, better coach. But NIU, man, I think they cover 9 points. Give me the points. CMU, Eastern Michigan, and I got to go with the Eastern Michigan boys' money line and the spread. Very good covering team is the Eastern Michigan boys, and when they're at the house, they should be able to handle 0-12 Central Michigan. Close game, rivalry game, but give me EMU for a reason. TCU, UCF 17-7 at the house. They're going up against TCU, and TCU's been on the road, man. They've been living out of a suitcase, 9th in the Big 12. They've been on the road at OK State, at Colorado, at Baylor, Kansas, BYU, and Utah, all in conference play. So they've been pretty road heavy on this the second half of this year, man. They beat Baylor at home by 6. On the road, you take Kansas to overtime. Very good game. TCU ain't no punks. They're not no pushovers. They beat Iowa State outright. Then you went on to follow up a letdown spot and win an overtime against OK State. And now you're asking to go into University of Central Florida's house and win again. You know what I mean? I just think that's a little bit much, asking them to keep this three-game win streak going. Like it's hard though. But when you got teams like West Virginia coming in here and beating you by 7, you haven't covered your last 3 spreads. You lost to Cincinnati by 20, but you do have an 8-point victory against Texas Tech at the house. You have a Kansas win at the house. You know what I mean? You still beat that Cincinnati team by 1 point at the house. It's a little bit tall, man, but it's just, TCU is a hard team to gauge, man. When you bet on them, when you finally want to, they've been doing good. They're on a 3-gamer. They've been showing up. That's when they fucking drop off. But as soon as you think they're going to be in a bad spot, that's when they upset you. TCU is a hard team to gauge. I would have to go with the home team, but I don't love it though, man. TCU could win this. This is a straight coin flip. TCU could win this for sure, but I got to go with the home team. It's just hard to keep that type of luck up on the road. It's just good luck for TCU. They're a very lucky team. If you like lucky teams, get TCU. Akron is 20-5 on the year. Coming into this one, playing 9-1 basketball. And they're going into Western Michigan's house, where Western Michigan just exploded offensively. They exploded and had a 14-point win against Eastern Michigan on the road after looking like no signs of life were around. Losing to NIU by 20, losing to Ohio by 20, losing to Texas State by 16, losing by Toledo by 11 points at your house. You played Akron already. It's 89 to 104. Catching 20 there. You lose the game by 15 points. And I think the best play in this one is the Akron team total over. It should be somewhere close to 80, 81.5. I think they're getting past the 80s, baby. They're getting into the 90s. Give me the over on Akron's team total. And I think they win the game by 8 to 7 points. 14 points, too much. But this should be no problem beating this team by 20 if all goes well. And no point-shaving bullshit happens. St. Louis, Rhode Island. Give me St. Louis Billikens. I'm taking them against anybody in their conference. Until March Madness, I'm on auto take. I'm on auto back. I'm back in St. Louis, no doubt about it, against anybody. Take them boys, lay the spread. I don't have any fear laying no spreads with St. Louis. South Carolina, Florida, the Gators, laying 23 at the house against South Carolina. And when they seen these two teams meet up, it was a 40, what? God damn. 28-point deficit at halftime, and then you win the second half by 19. So pretty much a 50-point thrall-up. You win the game by 47 points. And South Carolina, let's see what they have for a shooting night. Go ahead and bear down, okay? South Carolina had a strong shooting night. 3 for 20 from 3. That's not pretty strong, but they still shot 15 for 17 on the free throws. Florida, the Gators, I got to go with my Gators. Beat the dog shit out of these boys again. Because it's not like, even if South Carolina was to make 6 more threes or 4 more threes, you add 12 to 15 more points onto that 48-point total they scored in the first meeting. Let's add, 15 points. That's 65. You're still losing the game by 30 if you make 5 more threes. It's just too much for 40 minutes. Give me Florida, lay the spread. University of North Carolina State, and I got to go at NC State to get the damn job done, get their get back. They got the dog shit beat out of them in the last meeting last year, 99 to 73. This was a different North Carolina team with R.J. Davis and all them boys. I still like UNC to go over the total. This total set in the 160s for a reason. This is going to be a high-scoring game. But I love the spot with the injury for UNC. And after UNC even still showed up and had a very good performance against Pittsburgh, now they go on the road against a very good home team in North Carolina State. It's too much of a task to ask. Give me North Carolina State. They're 6 points favorite for a reason. Money line and the spread. Louisville, the damn boys, 21 ranked in the country on the road at SMU. And what do we know from SMU at the house? They're 13-2. They already lost to this Louisville team by 14 this year when we had Louisville in that one. They covered the spread. But it was a very, very sloppy ending to the end of the game for SMU because they had this, they were fighting all game. I'm not going to lie to you. Until about the 13, 14-minute mark in the second half, Louisville just flipped the switch. I got to call a spade a spade. They shot good from 3, 8 for 25. And then Louisville shot 29%, so under their season average. And they missed 7 free throws, so you still win the game by 14. I got to go with the better team here, no doubt about it. Give me Louisville on the road, too. I think they come in there and beat them boys again. I just call a spade a spade. Coming off of a very, 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 very mid game against Syracuse. We know Syracuse is like right where they are kind of ranked at. Like this is their competition, Syracuse is, and teams like Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. Like those are the teams that's on your level. As for SMU, North Carolina State's fighting with the upper echelon teams in this ACC. So I got to call a spade a spade. Give me the better team for a reason. Louisville should be the favorite on the road as well. Lay the spread. Ball State, Ohio. I got to go with the Ohio Bobcats at the house. Money line or an alternate spread at 5.5. I think that's a 6-point win for Ohio, no doubt about it. But this can get ugly if they can cover the first half spread by at least 8 to 9 points. First half, that's a wrap. But if you don't win that first half by no more than 4 or 5 points, Ball State can hang around. And I got to call a spade a spade. Ohio's winning the game by 6 to 7 points. Kent State, Bowling Green. Now, Bowling Green's falling off a cliff. They should not be the favorite against anybody right now. I got to go with Kent State, underdog of the day. Miami, Ohio's 3-point favorites on the road against UMass. And UMass is a feisty team. They're a tough out. Don't think this shit's sweet with UMass at all. They're a good group of guys. They got offensive talent, but they just have no defense. And defense is what carried this Miami, Ohio team to be 25-0. They've overcame deficits. They've been trailing in games. Like, Miami, Ohio's defense is too much for 40 minutes. I got to go with the better team here. They improved to 26-0. But UMass gives them a rough run for their money. I think UMass wins the first half. Miami, Ohio figures a way to win the game. George Washington on the road against VCU. The VCU. We're not fading our Rams at all. Give me the VCU Rams. Beat the dog shit out of George Washington. And I love George Washington, but only when they're at the house. Last time we seen these two teams meet up, 80-72. And this was last season. But I think we see something similar here. Tough matchup for the first, 12 to 15 minutes in the first half. It's neck and neck. The last 3 minutes of the first half, VCU pulls away, leads the half by 6 to 8 points. And then they win the game by 12 to 14 points total. Give me 14 or 11.5 spread with VCU. They cover the 12. Virginia Tech, Miami. Miami is at home against a good covering team. They've covered every Division I game on the road, and I'm going with them here. Virginia Tech's a feisty team. They shoot a lot of threes. They take a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes. 68-81 when we seen these two teams meet up last year, and it was Virginia Tech's way. But this is a very, very different Miami-Florida team. This is not the same boys from last year. Miami is the better team here. They are the better roster. They have the better offense. But I got to call a spade, man. You're not really beating a lot of big teams. You got the good UNC win, but let's be real. Let's be real here. Hey, let's be real here. You beat this team. They shot a decent amount, and you shot a decent amount. You even had a worse game from 3 for 13, and you still win the game by 9 points against UNC. That's damn good, damn impressive. But before that, you lose to California, money line at home, laying 12. You beat Stanford by only 9. Florida State beat you on your home gym. I got to call a spade, man. We've seen recent success from these boys. Beating North Carolina State by 1 point on the road. Beating UNC. I think this is a little bit overvalued spot. Give me Virginia Tech. They make it 8-0 against the number. But Miami still wins money line. 4-point win for Miami. Fresno, Wyoming. Give me Wyoming on the game to lose the game. They're not 9 points better than anybody in this conference except for Air Force and maybe San Jose, but not Fresno. Fresno's covering that spread. Nice covering team, 17-7 in the Mountain West all year. Great covering team. They're sleeping. Fresno, no doubt about it, covers, and I think they can win that outright. Sprinkle the money line. UCLA, man, on the road against Michigan State. Michigan State's coming off of that shitty performance against Wisconsin. Wisconsin couldn't do no wrong. Michigan State forgot how to play basketball. Tom Izzo usually adjusts after in a loss, though. You got to be 100% real. They do adjust after losses, bro. And they're at home where they're playing 12-2 basketball. UCLA's 2-5 against the spread against Division I teams on the road. I think it's a rough night for UCLA, but don't get me wrong now. UCLA is a good team, too. They're not just no doormats you can automatically fade. But step-up spots on the road. What has UCLA done this year? On the road against these boys, Michigan, 30-point loss. On the road against a step-up spot at Ohio State, who's not even as good as fucking Michigan State. You lose that game by, 12 points. You go on the road against Wisconsin, a step-up spot there. You lose by 8. You go on the road against a mid Iowa team and lose by 7. Iowa's so mid. Iowa's super mid. You lose on the road, a neutral venue to California by 8. I know for sure Michigan State could win this game by double digits. Give me the damn Michigan State Spartans to bounce back at home. I'm sorry. Wisconsin, Ohio State. Ohio State's laying 2 at the house, or catching 2 at the house, I should say. Wisconsin's 2-point favorites on the road after entering the top 25. I got to go with the best team in this game. I got to go with Wisconsin, man. Wisconsin's too much for 40 minutes. We know what they're about. They're good on the road. They can handle. They can shoot on the road. They don't just go missing and go blank. Give me Wisconsin. 2-point favorites on the road. Not enough. They win the game by 6 to 8 points. CMO, Tennessee Martin. UT Martin's 11-1 at the house. And I got to go with the Martin boys to kind of get things back on track, man. UT Martin, extremely good performance against SIU, Edwardsville on the road. And Edwardsville hit them with their best punch they can to try to make a run for the first place spot in Ohio Valley. Tennessee Martin said, hell no, wait again, think fast. You know what I mean? Like, after taking 2 clunkers, a close loss at Lindenwood by 1 point, and then you lose by 6 at home to Morehead State. If they would have lost that game, man, the first place title would have been up for grabs for sure. But you do struggle against SEMO State when you went on their home gym. You lost by 16. SEMO held you guys to shooting night? 20-40 at halftime. Tennessee Martin made 5 threes of 22 attempts and missed 9 free throws. And they only shot 33% from the field with 18 turnovers as the best team in the conference. That's very unlikely to happen again. I think Tennessee Martin bounces back, but it's still going to be a tough one. SEMO State knows they beat them by 16, knows they made them flustered. They know they got their number a little bit. They can fluster these boys if they get under their skin and talk shit to them. They got that already. But I think UT Martin just 3, 4, or 5 points better than this team in the second meeting. They regress to the medium of their normal season they've been having. They're 20-7 for a reason. UT Martin wins the second meeting. Air Force on the road at New Mexico. We knew this was going to be a 30-point spread. Give me New Mexico Lobos. Alt spread, 23 points. Cover a 23, 24-point spread. Baylor, K-State. Give me the Baylor Bears money line. New coach coming in, interim coach coming in for K-State after the firing of their head coach, starting 1-11 in Big 12 play. I can't get there with Kansas. They're figuring too much shit out. They got question marks. They don't know who's going to be the interim. I'm not taking that game with them. Give me a more figured out team, Baylor. And Baylor is still Baylor. You know what I mean? They're ass, but they are still a tough out. They can win on any night. Don't take Baylor lightly. Give me the Baylor Bears. No bet. Nebraska, Iowa. Give me Nebraska. They should not be the underdog. I'm not scared of Iowa. I don't care if they're at home. Them boys are mediocre as fuck. I'm not scared of no 12-2 shit at home. Nebraska, money line. LSU, Texas, the Longhorns are 11-point favorites, and I think the fuck not. Give me LSU plus the points. Give me the over as the best play in this one. Last time we seen these two teams meet up, 90-58, 30-point thrall-up, 31-point thrall-up last season, though. This was last season. Much better Texas team, way worse Louisiana State team. So Louisiana State, LSU is still ass for the conference standards, but they're still a much improved team from last year's roster at least. But on the road at Tennessee, you only lose by 10. Arkansas, you did get 30 piece. Georgia at home, you lose by 8 points. Yeah, immediately. You only beat South Carolina in your last 7 games. You're 1-6 in your last 7. Only beating South Carolina on the road before beating Missouri by 8 points at your home gym. But other than that, man, you lost to South Carolina by 10. You lost to Vanderbilt by 11. Lost to fucking Florida by 18, 17. Lost on the road at Arkansas by only 4. So I think we see something similar to that Arkansas game. Texas, still middle of the pack in this conference, so they're not like the strongest opponent ever. I think they could get a backdoor cover, but Texas wins the game by 7 to 6 points. Comfortable win, though, for Texas. 6 to 7 point win for Texas. Georgia, Kentucky. Georgia. You know what the fuck we doing here, baby. Georgia Bulldogs, number 10 in the SEC. But Georgia is on the fucking road in this one. And we know what to see. We know what we usually see from Georgia on the road. Disappointment. On the road against Oklahoma, you lose the game by 16 points. On the road at LSU, you got a good 12-point win there, but you were getting a pick'ems number. Texas beat you by 20 on the road. You got a good Missouri win on the road by 2, but Missouri's nobody. South Carolina, 5-point win on the road, but South Carolina's nobody. Florida on the road beat you by 15 points. So step up spots for this team on the road. You lose to Clemson. You barely beat Xavier by 1 point. I love this Georgia team, but you're not ready to go into Kentucky and win. Give me the Kentucky Wildcats on the spread. This gets into the 10 to 12 points by halftime. Maybe the second half, 5 minutes into the second half, it starts to balloon into the double digits, but I think they'd be up by 7 or 8 at halftime. Give me Kentucky, lay the spread. Nevada, San Jose State, give me Nevada. I'll lay the spread. Short, sweet, and simple. Too much for them for 40 minutes. Beat the shit out of them in the first meeting. Look at the first meeting. 30-point thrall-up, 33-point thrall-up. It's going to happen again. 2 halves, not enough for this team to stay with Nevada. They might need 4 halves, and it won't even get any better for them. I got to go with the better team here. San Jose State's last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 8, 9 games all have been losses, and by a very, very large amount. You lose on the road to Wyoming by only 4. That's your best showing in your last 8 games. Other than that, you lose to Colorado State by 8. You lose to UNLV by 7. Then you lose to UNLV at your home gym by 14. You lose to GCU at your home gym by 15. You lose to New Mexico on your home gym by 10. You lose to Boise State on your home gym by 31. Like, you're not ready. You can't keep this one close. Give me Nevada to bounce the fuck back. Nevada. Lay the spread. Very, very good play there. GCU on the road catching 8.5 against San Diego State, and I'm taking San Diego State money line and the spread. Minnesota, Oregon, the Ducks should not be favored against anybody. Give me Minnesota plus the points. Texas Tech at Arizona State, and Arizona State's 9-point underdogs at the house, 10-point underdogs at your home gym for a reason, man. They knowing this is a lopsided affair. It's just too much to ask for this Arizona State. When we can't even trust them to do this against West Virginia. You know what I mean? West Virginia beat you by 12 on your home gym. You barely beat Kansas State by only 3 points on your home gym. But other than that, you lose to Arizona by 13. You get an Oklahoma State win. You get a fucking Cincinnati win. But other than that, dude, you can't beat Oregon State, the Beavers, by... You know what I mean? You're laying 13 against the Beavers, and you can't beat them. It's bad news there. You should not be struggling with the Beavers if you're a real good team. Texas Tech lays the spread for a reason. Give me the 10 points with Texas Tech. Now we're cooking up the top 3 plays of the night. Call a spade a spade. First best play of the day is Nevada, the Wolfpack. Lay to 11, best play on the evening slate. And I'm liking Texas Tech as well, but honorable mention. Nevada, lay the spread. Kentucky, Georgia. Now, let's look up a little bit of madness real quick for this Georgia game. Just want to give y'all a little bit of insight what we're going to kind of dive into for this game. Still not my best play of the day or nothing, just an honorable mention. But last 3 meetings in Kentucky, Kentucky's put up 85 points or more. Team total over for Kentucky. One of the top plays of the day, too. Team total for Kentucky over, and team total for Akron over. 2-leg nuke. We'll throw some significant money on that. I think they're getting way past the 80s in this one. The total should be set at something modest, maybe 81, 82. I think they get past 86, 87. Give me the over on the Kentucky Wildcats total over, and I like the spread as well. Lay the spread with the Kentucky Wildcats. I'm laying it. Honorable mention for the spread there. Now, we got a good slate to cook up. We got to go ahead and go rock out with My boys here. Rhode Island lost the first matchup by 81 to 66, so 15 points. But Rhode Island on step up spots, you couldn't beat George Washington. You couldn't beat Fordham at home. You lose by 4 there. Duquesne beat you by, 15? You did beat George Mason on that bullshit-ass game the referees gave it to you. VCU beat you by 9 on your home gym. LaSalle beat you by 7 on your home gym. Loyola, Illinois, one of the worst teams in the country, beat you on your home gym. And George Mason still has an 11-point win over you as well. I think if you're losing outright to LaSalle by 7, VCU by 9, Duquesne by 15, George Washington by 5, Fordham by 4, Towson beat you by 7. It's just too much to ask for you to cover a spread against St. Louis. The Billikens, I got to go with the dogs, man. Lay the spread. They're beating up teams badly. You go on the road to beat Davidson by 9. You go on the road to beat Loyola, Illinois by 27. LaSalle, 24. George Washington, it was a good game, 3-point win, but that's George Washington. They're better than Rhode Island. They beat Rhode Island too. Beat Dayton by 31. You beat St. Bonnie's on the road by 35. You beat Duquesne by 4 on the road. Fordham beat them boys by 22. LaSalle on the road, you beat them by 12. I think you're definitely 12 points better than Rhode Island as well. Give me St. Louis. But like I said, we got enough games to where that can be another honorable mention. Second best play is going to be the Florida Gators. Give me the Gators, lay the spread, along with Nevada. So we got 2 honorable mentions, St. Louis, Kentucky, and the Kentucky Wildcats team total over. And I'm liking St. Louis team total over as well as Akron's. Akron, St. Louis, and Kentucky team total over. Kentucky Wildcats minus the spread, St. Louis minus the spread, all honorable mentions. Top 3 plays of the day is going to be Florida minus the points, Nevada minus the points, and last but not least, we're going with Wisconsin. Let's call a spade a spade. We love the over here, though, nonetheless. Like we see both teams shooting 33s a game, getting to the free throw line 20 times, and both teams shooting over 65 shots per game. So 69 shots for Ohio State and 62 for Wisconsin. Both teams getting 60 shots up, 20 free throws plus, and they're damn near both shooting 33s a game. Good recipe for a lot of points. 82-92 last total. It was over by 19 points. And we got a little bit higher of a total here, 158. So about 4 points higher than last game's. I think we get an over, but Wisconsin sweeps them boys. Takes the W again. Give me Wisconsin as the third best play. Cook that up, take it to the bank. Another honorable mention, we're going to ride with VCU and Michigan State. And I'm really fucking with Kent State underdog. That's how we're going to cook it up. See y'all boys on Wednesday. Win day.